So something that I sometimes do in my Genshin streams is that I will actually turn off all of the like ambient background sounds and the vocals and just have the music. Because it is normally agreed upon that Genshin has a really, really good OST, and I'm a sucker for a good OST. So some people in my community asked if I would make like music reactions, like OST Genshin reactions or discussions or something. And well, I know all the music. I've seen all of this, so I can't really do a reaction. So I wanted to do a discussion. Now, I'm not really musically inclined, but I know enough to be dangerous. That's one of my favorite sayings. So I might point some stuff out where I might be wrong. I might be correct, but I'm always up for learning new things. So if I get something like factually wrong, like what kind of instrument it is, then make sure you do point it out in the comments. Now, I'm not going to do this long intro every single time that I do one of these. I just wanted to get a basic one on the first one. So that way, if 3 videos later somebody says, you know nothing about music, we know. I said it right here in this video. You all heard it. So I want to focus more on like, does the OST match the region? Does it match the character themselves? Things that we've learned after the character demo or the OST has come out. Does it still match all of that and allude to some of it? That's mainly what I want to discuss since I'm not musically inclined. But I figured we would start with my 5 favorite OSTs, starting with number 5, being Furina's. Furina is not one of my favorite characters, so this is not biased. Only really one of my favorite characters is in my top 5 OSTs. So it's pretty fair, pretty not biased. So let's get started with Furina's. So first we're going to watch Furina's character demo and then see if the music stands alone without the context of the demo. Of course, I had to get the good headphones out so that way we can hear the amazing music. Oh yes, and my hair is blue. That was not intentional. That has nothing to do with Furina. That's just the color that it went. Melissa said that it's Jinx blue, but it's going to fade to Rimuru blue, which is what I wanted. So, okay, let's go. By the way, I know I'm pausing 3 seconds in. This is not going to be a passive listening thing. This is going to be pauses and discussions. I love that it starts with fanfare, being that it directly correlates to Furina's fanfare stacks in her burst. I love that it actually starts with fanfare. And I love the voice, right? The old-timey radio voice that comes over that's already starting to fit with Fontaine.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the most spectacular show in the history.
And of course, you're riding the water bus.
Put your hands together for our national icon.
And it's setting it up for this character demo and OST to be a performance. I also very much like that. Again, it fits in with Furina's character.
One of the 7 archons of Tibet, the Regina of all waters, kindred peoples and laws, Furina de Fontaine.
I love too that she like closes her eyes as the camera's around and she pulls the hat down like she's putting on her mask. Spoiler alert, this stuff will have spoilers. That she's had to wear this mask of being the fake Archon or not really being Focalors for 500 years. So she is putting on her mask. She's about to take the stage in front of Fontaine, in front of all of Teyvat. It fits very well with this opening sequence right here. And she steps out like the showman that she is, takes a bow.
Vocal cords ready, blood sugar replenished. Let the show begin!
I also love this kind of old style film coming in. I love that it's not like... I know that later on there's a lot more noise in it as well. I'm going to make this full screen. There's a lot more noise in some of the way that it looks. Not noises in noise. Noises in like videography and cinematography noise from your ISO or ISO being bumped up too high. And I'll point that out whenever it shows. But I absolutely love it. And I love these taglines as well. Endless solo of solitude, the absolute focus of the stage of judgment until the final applause sounds. It's all very good at fitting together. That noise, where it doesn't quite look as clear, there is noise in the film. I also love that we have this kind of older style music going on. I also love that we have this silent film-esque start. It's such a great... that looked like a storyboard. And then also we have the sound coming in that it sounds very French to me, which is Fina Fontaine. She also made Mademoiselle Crabalette hit a crab. That's just mean. And how she introduces all of her summons is really, really good too. I've never been able to pronounce that. She plays rock, paper, scissors with her crab who can only do scissors, and she uses rock, and a crab gets mad. And I love that because that is such a Furina thing to do. And then, of course, we swap to this where she's making fun of the other Archons, or not necessarily making fun of them, but showing the other Archons in each of their traditional forms in front of these people. Like we have Venti with the lyre, and we even get the sound of swapping characters, and then we get the color of Animo going to Raiden's, classic sitting pose. Zhongli throwing Mora everywhere. No Nahida, though. Unless... Was Nahida the first one? Dude, I just completely missed Nahida's. That is Nahida. Okay, it is Nahida on the swing. The first one is green. I always, for some reason, thought it started with Venti on Animo. So yeah, we do have all four. And then we have this beautiful swap into this more like suave sounding music that is amazing with the paparazzi sounds and everything. This is my favorite part of this OST. I love this part so much. Furina is also so extra, and it fits with her character so much. Her animations are so good. And then where she fits a lot of the roles. The Melusine's chasing Child. Nouvelette being arrested. Lenny in the tank instead of Lynette. And then upon activating the burst, right, we get the animation, which is great. But then we have this French vocalist coming in, and it's so good. As well as everybody beating up everybody in the background. And Furina just sitting there, eating a snack while it all happens, because that's her playstyle. Healing her allies while it all happens. And then at the end, you realize that it's all a show. None of them are actually fighting each other. They're all great friends, and it's all just a show that has been put on this entire time. And it fits so well with Furina's character. And of course, she gives her wave at the very end and a bow to finish it off. It's such a good trailer. It's such a good character demo. Now, I want to talk more about the music stuff, right? So, yes, it fits with her character. It fits with the region. Everything, of course, fits. It's Furina. Of course, it all fits. Now let's look at the music by itself without the context of the demo and see if it still stands on its own. So we still have the fanfare coming in, which does sound still really good because we have a nice slow build. We have some horns come in. Still, we have that fanfare with the strings. Got some cymbal work. And then it crescendos and goes away. And then it starts to build again with that accordion. I love that accordion sound coming in. And it's like this OST is in acts, right? Just like a play, just like Furina being, just like the Archon quest, just like everything else. Everything is in acts. We've got, we just went through our intro act. We're now into the second act with the accordion. We just finished it, and now we're going into a completely different act that has its own tone. With a little bit of strings. I think that's an acoustic guitar. With some horns coming in. And we're in 4. I know I said I'm not musically inclined. I don't know much about it, but we are in 4. It's not really like, I mean, right here, it's particularly noticeable that we're 4. It's not quite like 4 in the floor to me, but we're definitely in 4. But it fits it really, really well, right? Like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. To me, this might be like 4 in the floor to me. Like, it's really obvious that there's 4 in the floor. We have the horns come in. With that, like, modern synth bass, it sounds really good. And we have that build up again, right? We have it building up again. And then we drop into this part with the humming. So we're in a different act of the play now. So it's a shorter act, but it's going to directly lead into the next part. And then, of course, we have this part, which is kind of like our climax into our resolution, where we resolve at the end of the song. With that increasing on the bass. We're in another shift. Is that a violin? Was that violin? It might not be a violin. It sounds really, really good. And then we have another change. And they kept the French vocalist in there in the OST, which is phenomenal. We have like the like opera kind of backing in there as well. And the resolution's out. We have that little flare at the end. It's great. I do think that it completely stands on its own. Without the need of the context of the character demo. I might be biased because I know the character demo, but it's still really, really good. Like, this is a song that I could listen to at just about any time and still, like, you know, headbang with it, like bop with it and everything like that. Is that what people say now? I don't know. But go along with it and listen to it. Like, I'm going to listen to this in my car as I'm driving on the road and like fully experience it and love it. All right, that's going to be it for this video. Let me know what you think of this, if I should keep going. I'm going to do all 5 of my favorites, and if I continue after that, cool. If not, well, then I give it a shot for all 5. But let me know what you thought in the comments. Kooky hair is green. My hair is no longer green, and I will see you in the next one.